Fife Flyers TV, sponsored by the Bay Hotel, Fife's premier wedding venue.
Todd, that's a fantastic way to start the pre-season with a 5-0 victory tonight.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like to thank our opponents. They came in and worked hard, and we needed a game like that. You got to remember, let's put it into perspective. We're missing 3 imports tonight. That was the first time that Matt Siska, Russ Moyer, and Brendan Brooks, that's the first time they had skated. We went over, it took about half an hour before that game and went over all the systems and everything we were trying to accomplish. So we gave them information overload. But for the most part, I think they went out and executed okay. I mean, it was for the very first time together as a partial squad. It was good, and I saw some really positive signs tonight. We knew we were going to be a quick team. We knew we have a lot of offensive talent. It's good to see a young guy out there. Marty Simpson got a lot of ice tonight. Chad Smith got a couple shifts, and a few of our regulars also got out there as well. So we used everybody tonight, barring Craig Douglas. But I thought Shane Owen's opening performance was another good one as well. I mean, that's kind of the way we want our starting goaltender to start off, like that, and it's a good confidence boost all around.
It took a little while to get the first goal. I guess both teams kind of sizing each other out, but then Brooks gets in there with the first one, and then the goals just kept on coming after that.
Yeah, I think that Brendan's going to be a big favorite here. You can see, I talked to him. He said he felt tired and sluggish tonight. If that's him, tired and sluggish, let's wait till he gets himself into the game shape he wants to be. He'll be a very dangerous player for us. But you know what? I think even in that first period, we could have had 4 or 5 more. Puck looked a bit bouncy. The ice looked awful slushy tonight. But I think that always happens in here. Start of the season, you get a lot of bodies in here, and I think the temperature goes up quite high. But great start by the boys.
Tennell, Finucci, Shaver also on the score sheet as well with goals.
Yeah, and I would have expected otherwise. And I think there could have been a bunch of others on that score sheet tonight. Pucks were kind of bouncing all over the place. So it looks as if we won't be short of offense this year. I hope that's the case. Obviously, when we get into the thrown into it next week, Brayhead, who looked to be playing very well, Belfast, always a great team. We're going to have to up our game, but we got another game tomorrow to tune up, and then a whole week of practice with near enough the whole squad. So, it'll be a busy old week for us, getting the guys settled in and really pushing these guys to buy into our systems. But my initial impressions of this group is it's an incredible group, a bunch of just nice guys, and you know what? I think that this crowd is really going to take to this group. I think that hopefully the fans are for some exciting hockey this year.
You've got a very offensive team, like you said, and with teams like Manchester last year, where they could certainly put the puck in the back of the net, but maybe leaked a bit more at the back end. You're not really going to know, I guess, until next week, until you've got your full defence in, what that's going to be like, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference between being just straight, flat out run and gun and being offensive. We're going to demand with this group that they buy into our defensive systems, and we want to play a tight game in front of Shane. I think it's important that we protect him. I think with this group, we have the potential of having a very quick transition, and once we get over that red line, we're going to be a very dangerous team. But by no means, don't make the mistake of me saying us going to be offense, meaning that we're not going to have any defensive responsibilities. We're going to demand that they come back hard, and we're going to be a very hardworking hockey team, and it's going to be 2 ways.
And certainly the guys that I've spoken to over the summer, they seem to get the fact that you've got to go out there and you've got to put in a performance for the fans as much as anything else, which is half the battle, isn't it?
Oh, you better believe it. And I mean, I think that this is where we have a good mix. We have some older heads, a lot of experience in leadership. We have some young, hungry guys. We have a number of guys who have played in this league before and know what it takes to win in here and know that it takes consistency. And we have those young new faces to the league that freshen things up. So I mean, I think that, like I said initially, I feel that we really kind of we're happy with the mix we have, and yeah, we got a lot of work to do. But having guys come in late and just yesterday, certainly put us under the gun this weekend. But we got another whole week until we kick off with a couple Challenge Cup matches, and I think that'll really give us a benchmark of where we're at.
And just finally, that this season's going to be the first one in quite a while where there's been two of you on the bench. How much does that take the pressure off you in the middle of a game?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that. I I think in the past I've had guys on the bench. When they were injured, I know Kyle Haynes gave me a hand before and helped run things. But now I got a full-time assistant on the bench, and make no doubt about it. I mean, that is a big advantage for me. I don't think, you got an awful lot on your mind. Hutch and I have had extensive meetings. We know exactly where we're at system-wise. I can ask him to write up a system, and I can take a step back and see who I want to be in those key situations. He's very knowledgeable, very personable with the guys. The guys, seem to have taken to him right off the bat, and once they get to know him a bit more, it looks like it's going to be a good working partnership. And don't get me wrong, I mean, he's not going to be a guy who tells me what I want to hear. He'll let me know his thoughts on things, and I think it looks like it's going to be a good direction for this club to take. Two coaches on the bench. It's just another set of eyes continuously watching that game, and it's going to be a good advantage for us this year.
Expecting a closer game tomorrow night?
It's hard to say. I mean, that club, they worked very hard. I think it's great for fans to see how we compare to other leagues. Could be. I'll talk to Owie, see how he feels tomorrow. I'd love to get Doogie in there for certainly a good part of that game. I think it's important for his confidence and his development. But that's going to be another, a couple hours that we've skated together. So we'll look to be even sharper tomorrow, and we'll go over some things before the game. We got a smart group. I mean, for how we executed tonight, and by no means were we perfect, that's legitimately went over our systems 45 minutes before we went out. So that bodes well for them, and they're only going to get better at them.
Todd, thanks very much.
Thank you.
The Bay Hotel, where your dream wedding becomes reality. Visit us at thebayhotel.net.